Let's see if we are not live yet. Should be live any moment.
Where do you see it?
We see us sitting here, which we don't see us live yet. Now it shows that we're live over here. Let's make sure that we get everybody listening.
That's us.
At privacy.
That's me.
That's you.
That's my shirt.
Save. Okay, we are looking to be. If you guys can hear us out there, please let us know. We appreciate you guys.
Yeah, we want to sound check
the show. Sound check definitely.
Yeah, I was going to kick Dave's butt.
We don't need to make any more mistakes. I'm going to go hit Instagram Live for us over here as well. Give me 1 second. Yeah, Instagram coming live for us over here. Okay, we are live on Instagram. We are live on Facebook. We are live on LinkedIn, Twitter.
Can you hear us?
We are live on.
Who can hear us? Can someone confirm?
Double check here. We'll do this right here.
Yeah, somewhere.
Sound check is working okay over here. We got the sound check, which is great. In addition to the fact that we've got TikTok, almost 60,000 people watching us over here, which is pretty amazing stuff. Awesome. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Intro to Crypto. Thank you so much for being part of our show today. It is Monday, and things have been happening. What a way to start the day today on Monday. You wake up, ordinary Monday. By the way, happy Mother's Day to your beautiful wife. I hope you had a nice Mother's Day weekend.
And yours as well.
Thank you so much. Anything special you guys did today, this weekend?
I hate to admit, she was cooking. You
made her cook on Mother's Day?
Well, I didn't make her.
Linda,
she's
you deserve, come on.
Yeah. She'll agree with you, but she was cooking.
She wanted to cook?
Yeah, it was a lighter cooking day than usual, but she did cook.
We actually went out for a little dinner. We went for lunch. We had a nice lunch with the kids, which was so nice. Got some nice photos, some great, it was a great time. Was going to make her cook. She didn't want to cook at all. Intro to Crypto, Michael Cristoforo, David Lamel here, real estate and mortgage people, your friends, the people you know and trust. And we are here at the Intro to Crypto on Mondays and Fridays. A lot of things have been happening today in the market. The stock market went bananas. The crypto market went bananas. Last Friday, I predicted that XRP, which was hitting at around 235 per coin, per token, would hit 250 by this Friday. And lo and behold, we are over 250 on Monday. And we had a lot of things happening in the news. Some tariffs. Some reduction in tariffs made a big difference in change in what's happening in the stock market, in the crypto market. And let's just talk about that for a second. Let's just see. The market pops. We had Trump today reduced the tariffs for 90 days from 145% to China to 30%, and also American tariffs coming back at to 10%. Which is pretty amazing. We did a little research back in 2024. We were paying at 20% before this whole thing started. So now we're paying 10%, which is pretty amazing. We already 10% less than we were paying last year. So good job over there on the tariffs. And we're also doing well in our markets. Now, the next 90 days are going to be interesting because a lot of things are happening in the crypto market. The digital assets right now are all over the place, jumping and pumping, right? Jumping and pumping.
We're getting ready as Raoul Pal. That's another good guy to listen to. Raoul Pal.
You just spell the Raoul Pal.
R-A-U-L.
Is that how you spell it? I think it's
R-A-U-L. Raoul. I believe that's it. Raoul Pal.
Okay, Raoul Pal. Go ahead. You were saying.
Basically, he was a guy that was on Wall Street, and he totally moved over just to crypto. He's 100% crypto, and he said, we're getting close to hitting the banana zone, and he's expecting what he calls the banana zone.
Yes, the banana zone.
I like that. Will be the second half of this year. Probably, he says you'll probably have one before August, and then he says you'll have a bigger one. Hang tight for the second half of the year into 26.
Yeah, look at Danny over there. Good job, America. Thank you, Danny, for watching and love you being a part of the show. And again, if you're watching the show on Instagram, please let us know. Facebook, TikTok. We want to hear from you. If you have got questions for us, we do the best we can to respond. If we don't get to you now, we'll get to you later. It's definitely easier right now for to respond on the Instagram feed because we can see it in front of us. But later on, we will check back on Facebook. Actually, we have Facebook here too in front of us. Doing the best we can. This is, again, still fresh for us doing this all ourselves.
Dave's got to learn.
And we're having
It's not
fun
me.
doing it.
I can't.
So let's talk about the banks don't buy crypto like we do. This is very important to understand how crypto is working. So banks don't buy crypto like we do. They're not jumping on a platform and trying to time the market at the bottom. They move billions at a time using treasury, capital, bank reserves, and enterprise liquidity providers. They're not looking for cheap. They are looking for performance. Would that be related to the black, what's it called?
Dark pools.
Dark pools.
Dark pools.
Would that be kind of related
He's
to the
trying
dark
to trick
pools?
me, throwing out the dark.
Sorry,
I'm
dark pools.
No.
So we're going to talk about dark pools in a little bit also, just to let you know about that. Number two, banks are already wasting 200 to 250 billion per year on an outdated system of SWIFT. Right now, today, the banking systems all use SWIFT. It's all going to start to change. And we know one of them will be XRP, and there may be others as well involved.
Well, we've been talking about it quite often in these last few weeks. And remember, this is all going back to ISO 20022. If you did your research like we told you to, by November of this year, all the banks have to be switched over.
One more thing as a reminder, this is not financial advice. This is for you to start to learn and do your research, become educated in what digital assets, also another word for that is crypto. Okay, make sure you become knowledgeable, experienced, educate yourself, try and do as much research as you can. We've been hearing from a lot of great people out there who are beginning to get involved in crypto, and they're learning about it. They're getting excited about it, and you should. You have a chance to be at the very base of the future of the world and what's going to happen. We get more into that.
This would be like buying Amazon stock at $6, guys. Just remember that. This is going to get to a point in time where this is going to get so big and it's going to be so accepted that you'd be wishing right now that you bought Amazon at $6.
Jake Claver made a good point. He pointed out something in the last thing you sent me over there, by the way. Jake Claver says, would you be upset if you bought Bitcoin at $2? If it went to $3, would you be okay to buy it at $3? Absolutely. So as it goes up, doesn't mean to stop buying, doesn't mean to stop getting involved or getting nervous. You're buying at the very beginning stages of this digital asset world in crypto. So it's important to understand what's involved here and how to kind of continue to invest slowly. So SWIFT, pre-funded accounts, fraud, compliance, and overhead. So as I was saying to you before, that the SWIFT system is definitely something that is antiquated. It's an old system. It's been used for the last 50 years, and it needs a change from the cost and what it costs the banks to use, how much they can handle per time, how the length of time things are taken to use. This is where the XRP ledger has made a big difference in what's doing and developing for the world and the economy as a whole. A light bulb moment over here. It's not about how much the token costs. It's about how much it can move. If, for example, if XRP was $1, you would need 10 million to settle 10 million. So, for example, if the token costs $100, you only need 100,000. The fewer the tokens, the less friction. Michael, can you kind of explain about the friction and the pipe? Because we're talking now about the pipe. We're getting into the whole pipe thing.
I was saying to Dave, I said the best analogy that I can think of is if you're looking at a fire truck. If you never see a fire truck with nozzles that are the size of a
garden hose,
or a straw. You don't see them. The bigger, the more that it's going to hold. So they're going to make them. They're going to make them as big as possible to let as much water flow through it, and that's what we're talking about here.
So, which means that your coins, your tokens, the ones that are being used for liquidity for the digital assets being moved across the blockchain from the banks and the different financial institutions, they need these coins to be worth a lot more because they'll be using less coins in order to process payments. Is that right?
Correct.
So,
and there's going to be more payments. I mean, I forget what the number was. Astronomical. It was like, how many quadrillion dollars are moved in the course of a year, and you can't. We're talking. We as individuals, year $100 million, it sounds like a lot. For these banks, it's pennies.
I never even heard the word quadrillion before, by the way. I was listening to that podcast, which I forget which one it was, but talking about the quadrillions, how much money's being moved around the world, millions, billions, quadrillions of money being moved around the world continuously by MasterCard, Visa, JP Morgan, all these different major banks, Wells Fargo, all these Bank of America. They need systems that are going to be able to run and develop business and money smoothly as all these corporations are getting involved in the crypto market. And it's happening behind your ears, behind your nose, behind your back. You close your eyes and it's happening right there and you just can't see it. Going into over here, so the fewer the tokens, less friction. The higher the price actually makes the system more efficient. Banks are scared of outdated rails, bottlenecks, and too many middlemen. They are scared of failure, wires getting lost, flagged, reversed, or stalled for delays because when the money is stuck, they lose liquidity, access, and risk exposure. Swift waiting periods are not good for banks. You go to the bank, you want to wire money to or from Jamaica to America or from America to Russia or anywhere you want to go in the world or even across the country. The amount of time that it takes for money to real estate transactions, you go to buy a house and the attorney's got to get a wire from the bank to the mortgage company. It takes hours, right? Hours. And we can't get the keys to close on a house until the bank is received or the attorneys receive the funds. The hours that it's taken.
And you can even see it. I mean, like, for example, I was telling Dave that I had a small transaction that had to be moved through the blockchain not too long ago. And when I moved it, it didn't show up in their system. It took their time in the background. It took a little bit of time to show. And after an hour and a half, I was like, oh, that's weird because it was XRP. It should have been 3 to 5 seconds. Well, I literally you can go to the XRP scan website, and you can actually plug in the numbers that were on your transaction, and it will show exactly when that finalized and when it settled. So it's all on the blockchain.
And
your
the
addresses,
process,
everybody that has ever bought crypto, including you, if you put that address in on the,
it's like a tracking number.
Everybody says, it's going to be, it's all for fraud. No, there's no fraud. Everything is there. It's exact opposite.
It's the opposite. It's almost like having a tracking device on everything you're buying and moving, and you can see exactly where it is second to second, moment to moment.
Absolutely.
And that's actually amazing because you cannot see money being wired. You have no idea.
No,
you're waiting for a wire. And you go to the bank or you're going to X place for waiting for that wire that's being sent to you. If family's sending you money from overseas, you can't see that money being transferred.
Absolutely.
It's the craziest thing. I mean,
and
the amount of paperwork
you can look
involved.
at it, you can see it right there and say, yeah, it's done. Even though it's not showing up in that system on this computer yet, I see it on the blockchain. So it is there. I'm just waiting for them to get caught up to it. So
XRP,
cool.
XRP is the pipe. And it's one heck of a big pipe. Think of pipe as in, how about this? Imagine your city water, right? The amount of water that's pushing through. Imagine owning a piece of the pipe that is running through the country, that's running through the world. That's what the XRP ledger is.
How about getting a piece of every single time
Someone turns
their water on, you're getting a piece of that water.
When you own
you're
XRP,
getting a piece of the money.
right?
Yeah,
When you
you
own
get
XRP, the future of XRP, you will own a piece of the water. Every time someone turns their faucet on, every time someone goes to a bank, every time someone's making a transaction all over the world, you now own a piece of that action.
I mean, it's the same thing as saying right now, think about it. There are people out there that are making money off of every time you send out an email.
That's right.
Every time there's a PDF created, somebody's making money off of that PDF. Did we have a chance to get part of that? Nope. This is like the only time that you literally can buy a little bit and know that, hey, I'm buying a piece of a protocol that I can get paid on down the road 10, 20, 30, 50 years, 100 years from now.
It's a legacy. It's a legacy. You're buying
the potential of legacy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Again, obviously, you have to do your research to understand what this is all about. watch and listen to. Give you a couple people to listen to. Crypto Sensei, Mikkel, Jake Claver. Help me out with some more people.
I
You
already
have
gave you Raoul Paul.
Raoul
I
Paul.
really like Raoul.
King Solomon.
Yep.
Cheeky Crypto. I like him also.
Yeah, I don't follow him.
No,
personally,
I like
but,
his accents. I think it's Australian or something. It's not.
Okay.
I like it because a lot of times these guys talk a little faster, and sometimes you need to slow it down and kind of process the information. There are a lot of great people out there. They're very knowledgeable, and they'll break it down and explain things to you. It's all about finding somebody you can listen to and understand. If you're not listening to it, you're not learning. The more you listen, the more you begin to learn. You got to ask questions.
Absolutely true.
You've got to get involved.
Absolutely true. I mean, and it's sort of pretty cool because if you think about it, before YouTube, how could you really learn anything from anyone unless if you took a college class?
That's a good point.
You know, I mean, now we can do our own education rather than watching TV every night if we choose to.
You make a very good point on YouTube. How many people DIY, right?
Yep.
You want to fix your washing machine or dryer because you're making a beeping noise? Have you ever gone to YouTube to find out someone else is showing you how they did? I've done that before.
Springtime is here.
Jesus, sorry. I just
Absolutely.
clicked on something.
Absolutely. No, I'm on YouTube all the time looking for something just to see how do you take that apart so I can fix it.
I have limitations. By all means,
Yeah,
I
I know
have a lot
you
of
do.
limitations.
I know you do. I know you do.
But I've definitely used it before, you know. And the point is, like you said, YouTube. It's when YouTube first came out. Whoever thought YouTube would be what it is?
Yep.
We're on YouTube right now.
Yep.
There's thousands of people watching us on YouTube, which is amazing. And we love when people chime in, not the ones that are like trying to sell us something,
Yeah.
but the ones who have questions or reach out to us. You know, our subscribers, by the way, we're starting to scroll up in that subscriber range, by the way, which is pretty cool.
Good.
And if you're
Share it
watching this show, please give a smash. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Please, we want to hear from you. We need your feedback. We need to know that you're listening or watching.
And thumbs up.
And thumbs up. Yes, smash a thumbs
That
up.
helps us.
It definitely helps
At
us
least
out.
know.
We want to
Otherwise, we're just going to sandbag.
Let's see. I got some more stuff over here. I'm gonna put the readers on over here. There are 8 billion people in the world. I didn't realize it was 8 billion.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot. 8 billion. Only 5 million hold XRP.
There's 5 million wallets that are
5 million.
That's how we
5
know
million
that.
wallets, right? So we know that there's they let you know, and they actually show you with XRP how many people own it, what kind of percentage, or how many.
And that's for every crypto. It's not just XRP,
Right.
but I mean, you can see that, and they call them. There's rich lists, so you
Right.
can see who, what percent would be the top 1%, 5%.
I was just watching some. Did you send me with the rich list? I thought that was very interesting. That, for example, today you might to get on the rich list, right?
Oh, yeah, I did see that,
they
yeah.
said 2 years ago, if you would have owned, I don't know, 10,000 or 1,000, whatever it was XRP or any kind of crypto, where the rich list is today, based on the fact of how much you own because of how many people are buying into it, and the more people that get involved in it, the higher the value is gone. So like it costs more to be in the rich list today than for example,
Less units were needed.
right? Well, XRP, let's just say, was at 50 cents a coin, right?
Yeah.
So in order to get to, let's say, I don't know, 100 coins,
Yeah.
right? You're now buying less coins for the amount of money than it was before. But this is just the very beginning of what the crypto is. At $2.50 a share for XRP, or you're going to buy HBAR at 21 cents today, or you're going to buy XDC at 7.5 cents today, or you're going to buy Flare at 1.9 cents a share, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what-
Algorand.
Algorand. How much is Algorand going for roughly?
I think it was around 21 or 25 cents, something like that.
So you have a chance to get involved and learn about these different. Now, there's some that are garbage. Let's just start off with that. Make sure you do research. Don't get sucked into some kind of a side thing. Do your research and find out about these cryptos. Go with the blue chip. We call it blue chip cryptos. You'll always see people talking about blue chip cryptos. It's a lot of great things going on. I'm super excited.
Absolutely.
I can't wait. And by the way, I made a prediction on the Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I think, hit 106 for a split second today. They're down to like a 103. I see Bitcoin. What's the date today? Today is the 12th. I say within the next 2 weeks, Bitcoin breaks the 109,000. They break 109,000. And again, you don't have to have $109,000 to buy Bitcoin. You can buy $10 worth of Bitcoin. You can buy pieces and pieces and pieces. Yep. So just know that you don't have to buy a whole share of anything. Spread it out. Be diversified.
I personally, just going to say, so if you put in $1 into Bitcoin and Bitcoin goes to $1 million, you only made 10 times on your money. You do that with a cheaper token like an HBAR, that's 21 cents or 25 cents today. Right. And, 10X is only $2.50. So you're going to go up a lot. You're going to have a lot more personally than you will on, because these cheaper ones just have far more. I think they have greater utility, but they're also, because they're so cheap, I think that you're going to see a much bigger upside.
And much, much bigger upside. It's your chance to learn. It's your chance to have some fun and build financial wealth for your future. Again, do your research. This is not financial advice. Make sure to educate yourself as much as possible. You also mentioned something that was just a few minutes ago I thought was really smart, which is a lot of things you say is smart. This is the, I call you like Oz behind the curtain over here, right? Dark pools. Let's talk about dark pools for a quick minute. Dark pools is a term that I'm just learning about, which has existed for many, 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 many years. And what dark pools are when people, companies, corporations are buying stocks in the stock market, buying crypto. They buy it in, let's just say, millions and millions of dollars, let's say at a time, or shares at a time, or thousands of shares at a time. And they're buying it at a price that you see there. They don't want us, the public, to know they're buying it, because what will happen is if they see that, the price will spike up tremendously, and then they're going to have to pay more for it. Okay. So there are a lot of dark pools going on right now with corporations, again, banks, major companies, JP Morgan, et cetera, that are buying these crypto coins. That basically will happen is it'll all boom hit.
They're doing it at a weighted average, so you don't see when they're doing it, because they do it over a week or 2 or 3 weeks or a month, where they've paid so much money to say, yeah, we will buy it, but we only want to buy it at certain times at the weighted average, so we don't have to move the market and affect and see what's going on, so the average person can't see that.
All right, we got a low battery coming up on the on Instagram. We're gonna have to check that for 1 second. Let's go back low battery mode for a moment. I'm at only 10%. Is that still live for us over there? All right. Yep. Went to low battery mode. All right, so
it's good. Time to wrap it up anyway.
We're wrapping it up. It's Monday. We want to thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate you being a part of our show. Hopefully you're learning. Hopefully you're listening. Please share it with your friends and family. Share with anybody who might be, poo-pooing it or wants to learn, because it's only education for you and something you're going to gain a lot from if you find it
interesting.
Not only interesting, but you start to involve yourself in it.
Dip your toe in the water.
Dip your toe in the water. I like it.
All right.
Michael Cristoforo,
David Lamel.
Thank you so much for being a part of our day today and our show. And we will see you on Friday. Oh, actually, you're gonna be away.
I'm going to be potentially away.
Possibly. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Thank you so much, everybody. All right, I'm going to end this one here first.